Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble!
Helping people who are living and working in Spain. It's the Wright Way with David Wright. The comment section is open. Chat live to the DJ right now via our website.
And here he is, the legendary David Wright.
Good afternoon and welcome to The Right Way with me, David Wright, and a very big thank you to John Alex for keeping us entertained this afternoon. Thank you, John. Well, did you get caught out in that bad weather Sunday and Monday here in Almeria? Flooding all over Spain, but it was pretty bad. Pretty normal for this time of year, but how did you get on? Let us know in the comment section. The comment section is rebooted now, so come and say hi, keep me company this afternoon. Okay, so coming up on today's show, I've got some new property news, some prices that might shock you, and some news about pets that could be banned from this September, all coming up on the show today.
Helping people who are living and working in Spain. It's the Right Way with David Wright.
So yeah, it's quite a nice warm muggy day today here in Almeria, and the weather's forecast for a little bits of showers for the rest of this week, but no torrential rain like we had at the beginning of the week. That was pretty bad, wasn't it? And people say it's all to do with global warming, things like that, but you know, if you've been living here any amount of time, 21 years in my case, it's pretty much always the same. The first week or so in September, we get this, what they call a goto frio here in Spain, where you get a real big heavy downpour, and as everything is so dry everywhere, it sort of floods us all out. But hopefully that is the first and last of it, and back to some more bearable climate here in Almeria. So loads more tips and advice coming up on the show today, and some quite interesting news I've just been reading today about property prices here in Spain, and some construction costs that could be of interest to you if you're living in Spain or thinking of moving to Spain. That's all coming up a little bit later on the show.
David Wright. Help and advice for living and working in Spain. You're listening to The Right Way. The Right Way with David Wright.
And a big shout out to Carol, my sister, and Ray, just arrived back in the UK. I hope you got better weather than you brought over here the first time you were here. It was lovely to see you, Carol, Ray, and just had the last of the scones I'd like to let you know. Thanks very much for that. That was nice of you to make them for us, and you're welcome anytime. So yeah, great week this week with entertaining some family here, and back on the tapas run again this week. I was out in Agua Dulce and Almeria enjoying some lovely free tapas here in Spain. Now I always get this, people say they're not free, but listen, here in Almeria, you order a beer or a wine and you get a plate of free food. And Carol and Ray were quite surprised at the size and quality of the food we had here, which is included in the beer. So yeah, one of the reasons I moved to Almeria. What's your favourite?
The comment section is open. Chat live to the DJ right now via our website.
And here he is, the legendary David Wright.
Yeah, so the comment section is open, it's rebooted, and so come and say hi, keep me company for the next hour. And we got John Alex in the comment section, Carol Fitness, hi Carol, glad you had a good trip back. Yanni, Rogue, Wolf and Rob Weber join us in the comment section there. And some little bit of news coming up later on in the show, but the construction costs here in Spain have gone through the roof, and according to the latest national statistics by Spain, 10% in construction costs, 10% rise in just the last 6 months alone. Building new homes here in Spain, the structural costs increased by 7.8% in the last year. More on that coming up after a bit of Robbie Williams. Now it's time to say a big thank you to the sponsors of my show, Next Stop Ibiza, a professional relocation service and property search in Ibiza. NextStopIbiza.com understands the challenges and the joys of relocating to Ibiza and is committed to making your transition as seamless and stress-free as possible. So if you're thinking about buying or renting in Ibiza or relocating there, then go straight to NextStopIbiza.com.
Live.
David Wright. David Wright.
David.
The afternoon show.
Yeah, so a big thank you to the brand new sponsors of my show, Next Stop Ibiza, and you can check out the advert in the El Maria Radio website, their banner advert there. If you're thinking about relocating to Ibiza or you're looking to rent or buy in Ibiza. And talking of renting or buying, there's some new figures out now from the notary and estate agents in Spain saying that house prices have risen here by about 8% in just the last 6 months. Have you noticed this? And wealthy foreigners are driving up the house prices according to them. They're now saying the average house price in Spain is around 370,000 euros. 370,000, the average house price. And yeah, I think that's true. It's really gone up a lot around here. Also, rental properties are in high demand now, and the rental increase is over 12% in the last 12 months. So I was looking for a property for somebody last week, and I did quite a lot of searching for a whole morning online, checking out all my contacts that I've built up here, and I could not find one property, a 2-bedroom property in Almeria that was in their budget. It's very, very difficult to find rental properties here now. So have you noticed this, or is it just the Almeria area? Okay, time for, let's have a little bit of Spanish one now with Enrique Iglesias there.
David Wright. Help and advice for living and working in Spain. You're listening to The Right Way. The Right Way with David Wright.
If you love great music from the 60s and 70s, pop songs, silly songs, songs to get you moving, then join me for The Buzz with Briggsy, live every Saturday, 4 till 6 p.m.
Okay, so there's more new laws coming into effect here in Spain from the 29th of this month, 29th of September. There's some very strange new strict pet laws that you will want to hear about, and that's coming up after this.
Broadcast. People who are living and working in Spain. It's The Right Way with David Wright.
Okay, so let's have these new pet laws then. Okay, so from the 29th of this month, 29th of September, all part of the new animal welfare law here in Spain, there are some animals and pets that are going to be banned to have here in Spain. And the list goes from fish and amphibians whose bite or venom may pose a threat to others, all venomous reptiles, all primates, and any wild animals that reach over 5 kilos once they're an adult. There are several other species as well, which were once allowed under these captivity laws. They now are under threat here, and you will need licenses and special permissions to have these animals if you're allowed to keep them at all. Now remember, if you want to go and find out more about this, go over to the El Maria Radio website, click on the right hand drop down menu there, and there's a link to my page. That's The Right Way with me, David Wright, and you'll see on there my information page. Everything I give out on my shows is over there on that page.
David Wright. David Wright.
David.
The Afternoon Show.
You're listening to The Right Way with me, David Wright, here on El Maria Radio 107.5 FM. Back again tomorrow as well at 4 o'clock. After my show today, the 5 o'clock hit mix with Rob Mack, all the latest tunes, so listening to that. Okay, so what about these floods and the weather at the weekend? Yeah, so Sunday and Monday we had a lot of rain here, and yeah, there was some flooding. It wasn't too bad, but there was quite a bit of flooding all around us here in Almeria, probably where you are as well. It was all over Spain, and it's probably most of the time this flooding happens because of the bad drainage here in Spain, and also it hasn't rained here in Almeria for about 5 months, so the ground is very, very hard, very solid, and it takes a while to soak in, so it just does seem to run off over the top. Now, I've been looking up on some facts on the weather change here and part of the global warming they keep saying. Anyway, whatever you believe, this is my view on this, but there's some new interesting facts out on the Spanish weather station, weather websites, and they're saying about the weather here. Now, on my phone, it keeps saying that there's severe weather warnings. That I've never seen that before come up on the weather. That was for when we had the rain. An unhealthy warning comes up on the app now as well. Also on the TV, they're playing a lot of this. But is it really true? Some of the Spain's national weather facts on their charts, if you read that, from the year 2019, there was 536 millilitres per square metre. And then the last year, the year after that, there was 580 80 millilitres. And then the last 2 years or so, it's actually gone down. There's less rain now. And this last year has been the least amount of rain in about 5 years. So if you look over the facts, it doesn't always say the same picture. So what are your thoughts on this? Is it really part of the global warming, or has it always been like this? Personally, the last 21 years I've been here, September, the first week in September, we always get this heavy rain here. So what's it like where you are? Okay, so coming up in about 8 minutes time, the 5 o'clock hit mix straight after my show. And remember, if you want any information, tips and advice, you can come over to my website. That's the Right Way. The Right Way. That's davidwrightonline.com, davidwrightonline.com. Now, over there, you'll find my podcast where I have loads of tips and advice and information and some interviews with British people that have moved here, how they've done it, what they've done, and how they're living here. I've got some YouTube videos with the British consulate and some top lawyers and some embassy officials. Also, you can get access to my BBC interviews there. Then there's also the Amazon books. I've got 5 books out on Amazon and Kindle all over there, and there's a brand new website as well. You can link to that. There is a link to that over on my website where we give personal help, advice and mentoring to people thinking about living in Spain or people already living here in Spain, and that's all over on my information site. That's davidwrightonline.com. Let's slow things down a bit now with a bit of Bee Gees. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of my show now, and a big thank you to the people that joined us in the comments section. That's John, Alex, Carol Fitness, and Ray, and Yanni, Rogue Wolf, Rob Webber, Tracy Morgan, Ema, and Rita Grange. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, guys. And I will be back here tomorrow, so hopefully you can join me at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Up next, it's a 5 o'clock hit mix with Rob Max. And I just want to remind you that thank you to the sponsors of my show, first of all, and that is Next Stop Ibiza. Now, you can check them out. They've got a banner ad on the El Maria Radio website, your one-stop shop for moving to Ibiza. If you're thinking about relocating there, you want to visit there and buy or rent, they're the people to go and see. And there's a link to that in the comments box or on the El Maria Radio website. You see their banner ad there. Now, remember, all the information I give out on my links page here, just go over to El Maria Radio website, click on the drop-down menu there, and on my page, you'll see a links page. All the information I give out, all the things I've been talking about today and all the things I'm going to be talking about on the show tomorrow will be there on that links page. And there's also a help page there as well, so you can go and check that out. So thanks very much for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow.